Hi everyone, back today with another video. This is just a quick one. I've had a couple of people suggest that I do my just in-world content in war mode to increase pretty much everything that I'm picking up. So I put on war mode today and I went to where I'd normally do my globs, the little dirt patch farms, to get the globs of wax. And I picked up the war mode quest while I was at it. So I did find that while I was picking up the globs of wax, it was really easy to do this. I didn't have any trouble with getting ganked or anything like that. But I also was able to complete the war mode quest, which gave me some valor and some honor, which means I'm able to buy those little tokens you need to make the PvP gear, basically. And so I thought I would give that a go. It's going to take a couple of weeks of doing those quests, I think, to be able to make some PvP gear. But it's more like a side benefit because you get the immediate now benefit of having done this in terms of the gold outlay. Because when you complete these quests, you get 10% more gold and other items that you're collecting. So it is pretty good from a gold making perspective. So collecting the globs of wax did count towards the war mode quest, which was really easy. I've showed you this farm a couple of times. There wasn't the quest up this time, and I found that it was actually a bit easier competition wise. It could be because war mode, I don't know. But I had basically no competition. There was a bit at the beginning, like one other person, but they weren't there towards even the middle of it. They'd gone off. So it was really easy to get. I finished that war mode quest, but I also got my 100 globs of wax for the Ringing Deeps quest, which got me some reputation. I'm off to go do a set of world quests because I'm wondering if the cash, the amount of gold you get from the cash is increased by doing it in war mode. So we'll go look at that next just in case it is. It's just a thought. It may not be. It might actually just be in general quest rewards. Like you do this for 800 gold and it gives you 10%, so you get 880. It could just be that. I don't know. I'm going to go have a look. As usual, I picked up lots of stuff while farming these globs of wax, and I was able to turn it in for the box of rocks because I picked up enough globs of wax to do that. The box of rocks. I did get a tinder box, just one, and I did get lots of ores. So I did hand that in. You can see me listing all of this stuff now on the auction house, and I was able to buy two of the PvP tokens. You need five of them to make some PvP gear, but I was able to buy two of them this week. So it's going to take 3 weeks, I think, to buy that gear. Maybe two because I did have a little bit of honor points left over. But the PvP gear sells for a fair bit on the auction house. There's a lot of people I think who are interested in gearing for PvP before actually doing PvP. So that might be why it's selling for such a good price. But it is just the side benefit. It doesn't make enough gold to do it exclusively for this reason, but it is definitely a good way to add to how much gold you're making as like a side benefit. So definitely consider it if you've got any sort of crafting profession. So just while we're here, you might have seen my post about thinking about giving Twitch a go. I did have a bit of a play with it today, and I lost an entire day trying to make this work. The problem I seem to be running into is when I use the streaming thing with OBS. It works just fine until I open WoW, and then we drop frames, and nothing I seem to be able to do will fix it. And I have one of the best laptops in the market. So the only thing I can think of is perhaps I need a PC, like an actual proper desktop, which is not something I'm prepared to do. Or potentially run it off. I do have an additional laptop, potentially run it off of that, but I don't know if it's worthwhile. I enjoy the recording this way, but I just can't seem to make the live streams work. So sorry to anybody who's looking forward to that. If you have any suggestions about ways that I could potentially make it work without going completely insane, because I lost a whole day on this. So I'm open to suggestions if anybody has tried streaming before while playing WoW and was able to make it work. Let me know in the comments. But for now, I think I'm going to stick to these videos. And alternatively, if you want something close to a live stream, I can probably play the game and record while I do it and talk while I do it and then upload it right away. which I suppose is an option if you're looking for getting this content out as soon as possible. But yeah, we'll just keep doing it this way. Let me know in the comments what you want, and we'll just look at other ways we can see how war mode increases our goal making. I've got to say, there's nothing quite like recording a segment and then realizing your microphone is off. So let's take two. I just thought I'd show everybody how to turn wall mode on, just in case you weren't sure how to do that. You just open your talents bar and it's in the bottom right hand corner and you turn it on there. I think you do need to be in a rested zone or in a capital city to switch that. So definitely do it before you go out into the world and do things. I did find that when I was completing the world quests, I was getting more in terms of gold and rewards. So there was a definite increase in terms of like the gold and the resonance crystals and even the crests. I was finding I was getting more of those things. I wouldn't go out of my way to do these quests. But if you're already in wall mode and if you feel like you've got 10 minutes and you could do them, do them. It's definitely worth adding to a goal making routine. My goal making routines make me a lot of gold every week. So I like to have diversity. I could probably, some of my farms, you guys have been watching this, some of my farms could make my subscription on their own, but I like diversity. So the gold farms are pretty good with wall mode on. I would encourage you to put wall mode on if you're just out gathering, if you're herbing or mining or looking for those globs of wax, anything like that. Put wall mode on. I did this all three quests in Hello Fall and then the special assignments quests, and I didn't have problems ever with any PvP related items. So that was all right, I thought. And I got them done pretty quickly in about 15 minutes, which isn't terrible for, I think I ended up making about 2,000 gold. The cash I got at the end was really, it wasn't, it's probably the worst one I've ever gotten. And I'm sure that's just luck. And I don't think it was specifically war mode that did it, because the amount you get in those boxes, it is random. You're not guaranteed an amount. For that final quest, the special assignment quest, I did find it a bit of a struggle, just because the buckets of chum were really not dropping for me. It was taking forever to get them. So I ended up making a group to do that, and we did it together. He had a couple of buckets of chum and I had some, and that worked. I got it done a bit faster rather than trying to get the buckets off those elite mobs. So you can see here, I'm about to finish the quest, and you can see what my cash drop here was. It wasn't any more impressive, but I did make more gold, just in general doing the quests, and I did get more of those crystals, which I can use to buy the battle pets, and they can be sold on the auction house. So that's really my wrap up. If you're out here doing stuff anyway, turn on war mode, and pick up that weekly quest, because I think the weekly quest is probably the best way to make gold out of this. Aside from coupling it with things you were already doing to make gold. If you were already doing a thing just out in the world to make gold, put war mode on while you're doing it. But I wouldn't go out deliberately to do it. So those are my thoughts on war mode. It did make me extra gold, and when I go do my weeklies from now on, or if I go get my globs of wax from now on, I will be putting war mode on, because it does make just that little bit extra gold for the same time frame. So I think it's worth it just in that retrospect. So that's all for this video. If you found it helpful, give it a like and a subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. And as always, remember, girls don't play WoW.